Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have an update for Project Panopoly. This is a really fun project pan that was created by Jamie from the Impulsive Panner. She will be linked down below, but basically she created a game board based off of the classic board game Monopoly, and she filled in all the spaces, created some challenges, and provided a website that will be linked down below with the game board, like wheels you can spin, dice that you can roll. It's a very fun interactive game and I've really enjoyed doing this. She introduced the game like last summer about, and I was trying to figure out when I should end it, and I think I've decided to do my finale sometime in the end of June. So I still have a couple more months of doing this, and I did want to give a little bit more time to work on the second edition board game that she created. Again, everything is down below, but Jamie's very lax on when to film your updates. You can do them every month, you can do them every other month. She doesn't really care. She said you can adapt it however you want, and you can pick your own goals or use her random use wheel, which I think is super fun. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do mostly panning content, which means I am actively working through the collection I already own. I am on my second no-buy year in a row, so I love fun interactive games like this that help me move through my collection, maybe finish an item, but get some good use on others as well. I roll in makeup or beauty into my projects. It doesn't really matter to me, but I do like focusing more on my makeup items. If that sounds good to you, I hope you subscribe before you leave, and of course give this video a thumbs up. The first space that I'm going to talk about was oldest product, and I rolled in my oldest perfume, which is my Daisy Love from Marc Jacobs. This is the Oh So Sweet scent. I almost said flavor, and I wanted to use this 10 times and I easily met that goal. This is my favorite perfume in my collection. I will have scent notes on the screen. This was actually a gift from my husband for our second anniversary a few years ago now, but yeah, I'm kind of sad I don't have a ton of this left, and of course it is a more expensive product, so I do find myself kind of saving it for special occasions, but I did meet my 10 use goal. The next base I landed on was cream face products, and I randomly got 20 uses for that. I decided to roll in a cream highlighter. This is the only cream highlighter that I have, so I knew that it wouldn't compete with anything in my collection for those 20 uses. This is the Sydney Grace cream highlighter in the shade Sugar Cookie. And this is a really nice, just icy pink highlighter. I have been incorporating this into my looks almost on an everyday basis. If I want to do something more lighter and not as many layers, I'll skip it, but I do have it on today under powder products, and I was able to use this 15 times, so almost to my 20 uses, but it is staying in until the next update, and I will for sure meet my 20 use goal by then. Next, I landed on powder, and I got the 10 use goal. I don't remember if I got choose your own use or if it landed on 10 uses, but if I do get choose your own use, I always pick 10 uses because it's just a nice round number. And I rolled in my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo. This is the mini. It already had pans in it, but I just wanted to, of course, expand their hands a little bit and use it 10 times. And I have used this 7 times, so this is staying in the project as well, but hopefully the pans have expanded a little bit. I have to be very careful with this highlighter. I will swatch it. I forgot to swatch the other highlighter, but this is, I mean, it's slightly too dark for my face, and if I use too much, it stands out like a sore thumb. It's not really translating it's looking really good actually right now. So if I use barely any product and blend it in really well on my face, it looks really nice. And this contour shade is good. It's like a neutral bronzer. And if you're familiar with me, I'm not a big fan of bronzers. So this is probably as warm as I would go. I'll swatch it too. Why not? You can see it there. It's looking quite neutral. On my face, it turns a little warm, but I mean, I'll use it. So I only have a few more uses left, but it is staying in. Next is my newest product, and at the time, my newest product were some declutters that my mom had given me quite a few lip products from Temu. So I chose one of them. This is a lip stain from Lacquerain. And it's just this little like pen, a cute pink color. I'm decluttering this. This is very dry and like it's like dried out already. And when I apply it to my lips, I have to like put it in the cap a ton, apply some, put it in the cap a ton, and then apply some. So I'm just annoyed and I'm gonna throw this in the trash, but I did get my 5 uses for this project, so there's that. And then the next, I landed on Go to Jail. What is it? Oh no, you broke your no-buy, go to jail. And I'm pretty sure this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've gone to jail in this project, which means you have to finish something. So I don't have them. Let me grab them. They're very easily to grab. I'll be right back. Okay, I rolled in 2 like hair samples from Amika. Now this one is, they're the Reset line. This one is the exfoliating jelly shampoo, and this one is the pink charcoal scalp cleansing oil. Of course, I wanted to finish them, and I did. I used this one first, and I used these in 2 separate times. They're both weird. They're very weird. I had a hard time getting this like to my scalp. I much prefer tips like this that you can really like get in your hair and to your scalp. I have a hard time like getting like thicker things to my scalp, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like this didn't really do anything, and my hand broke out after I used it. I posted a picture on my Instagram stories, and I was like, could this be like your reaction to an ingredient? And people were like, oh yeah, totally, don't use that ever again. Thankfully, I only had a sample and I could only use it once anyway. So I would not be like purchasing a full size of that. And then this one is very, very weird. So one thing, I forgot to cut the little tip off of it when I was in the shower, before I got into the shower. So I had to like unscrew the cap and everything. It smells like peppermint-ish kind of. This is weird. It's like a really thick oil. And I also could barely get this to my scalp because I didn't cut it. But it's so thick, like I didn't think it would be able to come out of this little tip anyway. It says that it's a purifying pre-wash in an oil to foam hybrid. The oil was very thick. It was kind of like a slime. I don't know how to. I had to apply this whole bottle just to like distribute it through my hair, but it did wash out really well because it turned into a foam. But it just wasn't pleasant. I don't know. I do not recommend. It's weird, but I did finish them. I've also been working on my Cosmic Beauty Winter Wonderland palette. I want to do this. I wanted to use this 25 times. There are 20 pans in here, so I decided to do no pan left behind, but also use like some shades one more time, so I'd meet 25 uses. And last update, I only had 5 more eyeshadows to use once, and then I had used like 2. I knew I had used this one at least once. I'll put a little graphic up. The shades that have an X on them meant I've used it twice, but I went ahead and used this shade here, Winter Solstice, on my nails. And I count a manicure, I said that very weird, I count a manicure as 5 uses. So I did get those like 5 extra uses out of this palette. And I also did one last look that used all 5 of the remaining shades. So I will have that on the screen. And that look was absolutely stunning. Not an everyday look for me, but I got a lot of compliments on it on Instagram. So I can officially roll that one out. So those are all the products I was working on. Now I'm going to move into the segment where I roll the dice and move on my game board. I do like a screen recording of me on my laptop so you can see me rolling dice and moving my little game piece. So I will move into that now. Okay, if you are not familiar with my Panopoly updates, I like to screen record myself so you can kind of see what I'm doing, watch me roll the dice, and watch me move along the board. I do have to kind of click on this photo booth in the lower left hand corner every once in a while so it doesn't freeze. In this top left corner, I have my Panopoly spreadsheet on Google Docs, and that's where I'm going to be writing down my new prompts. On the right here, I just use Canva, the free version. I have Jamie's board here with all of the prompts, and I do have this little sunflower icon that you can see me move. Then I have some different tabs open. I have Jamie's website here that she created. I am working off of the 2nd edition, and you can see like the challenge wheel, the random use wheel, and you can see here that the way I have the window open, you don't see the wheels. So I do have like the dice on a separate window or tab. Here's my board. I have the random use wheel and the challenge wheel. She came up with different challenges, so if you land on a challenge space, that's where you go. Also on her website, she has like how to play and FAQs, so I might need to reference that at some point too. So I last landed on finish, which is the jail, basically go to jail. I had to finish an item, so we're gonna start from there, and I have 3 rolls to do. So let's just start, and I'm gonna count to 1, 2, 3 and stop. So I have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move 2 spaces, which is 1, 2, just browsing, roll again. So I'm gonna roll my dice again, count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and stop. So number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, newest product. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my birthday was on March 28th, and I did get something for my birthday. If you saw, let's see, I think it was my No Pan Left Behind update. I did talk about what I got for my birthday. Oh, no, it was my goals video. But I will be rolling that in, and you will see in a second. So I'm going to write newest. Oh my gosh, I can't type today. There we go. Do I want to do I'm just going to do a spoiler. I'm going to do No Pan Left Behind. So that kind of gives you an indication of what the product is. But let me roll the dice again. 1, 2, 3, stop. 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sample. I love that prompt because it will be easy. Oh, should I do finish? Let's just do finish because usually samples are small and easy. So depending on what my next roll is, I might do a 4th product. But 1, 2, 3, stop. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nail. So is that a nail product or matches nails? Jamie. Let me go to her website. Let's just see. Okay, it doesn't say nail. Because the space before it says hair care, I'm going to assume that nail means like a nail product. And do I want to roll the dice? No. Is this going to be the first time I don't use the usage wheel? I love using the usage wheel. Okay, nail product. I already have all of my nail polishes. Well, I guess they're not in a project, but I want to use them all at least once this year. Okay, I'm going to have to think about that one and see what I come up with, but literally none of these items are makeup, which I mean is fine. I'm going to do one more roll. Watch me regret this so bad. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oldest product. Okay, I like that because I get to use more old products. I am going to do the usage wheel for this just for fun. Hopefully I don't regret it. Oh my gosh, 20. I regret it. Just kidding. Okay, 20 uses. Okay, I'm gonna go pick out my products and you'll see me in my living room. So the first space, I just spaced out on the word space. The first space I landed on was the newest product, and I kind of alluded to it being an eyeshadow palette, but for my birthday this year, it was March 28th, and I was able to pick up the Snow Angel palette from Simply Posh, and this is a limited edition palette, so I'm so happy I got my hands on it on sale. And this is a very stunning palette. It still has the plastic on the shades. Do I want to take the plastic off? Not yet, sorry. So you'll have to deal with the glare, but oh my gosh, stunning, stunning. When I announced that I got this on my Instagram stories, I had quite a few people say that is such a Stephanie color story, cool tone and muted. I'm like, yes, absolutely it is. So I cannot wait to put this on my eyes. I might be doing like a 5 looks 1 palette with this. I have never done a video like that before, but yeah, I think it would be fun. Kind of like nerve-wracking actually. 5 looks is a lot. But yeah, I'm very excited. But I will be doing this No Pan Left Behind. The next space that I landed on was sample, and I decided to be a little kind to myself and grab these samples from Briogeo. This is a matching set of a shampoo and conditioner, matcha and green apple. So I will just use those for 1 wash day. Next was a nail product, and I wasn't sure, well, it just said nail, and I wasn't sure if that meant like matches nails or like a nail product. I decided to go with a nail product, and and I'm actually gonna roll in these like nail art plates. They're going to be very reflective, so let me see if I can find like a good angle to show you. So one of them is like seasonal. It has like snowflakes and Christmas stuff, but there is a couple like hearts on here, and of course like some patterns. And then this one is basically all like plaids or herringbone. And if you're familiar with my nails, just from videos, I don't do my nails like all extravagant. I always just have like plain nail polish or like a glitter eyeshadow on top of my nails. I just have a nail polish on today. So this is definitely going to push myself to do a little extra. I also have the like applicator. This is like one of those squishy things. You put the nail polish on here and then you kind of stamp it and then you stamp it on your nail. So I'm very curious to like experiment with that. Yeah, I'm excited. So I think my goal is just to do, I'll do 3 different manicures with these. I don't know if you noticed, but I just noticed this has like cute little stars on there too. So I don't know, I'm excited. I can either use those just on one nail or a full set. Either way, it counts as one use. And then the very last space I landed on was oldest product. And I do have like a tab on my whole collection spreadsheet on Google with like my oldest products, because I literally did a video about like the oldest products in my collection quite some time ago. I don't remember how long ago, but that was my first collab with my friend Kaylin from Makeup Lens. I will have that video linked down below, just if you're curious, I guess. But I'm currently working on my oldest foundation right now. So my actual oldest product is my e.l.f. highlighter, and that is in my Rolling Project 10 pan, as well as my oldest foundation, as well as something else that I don't remember. But my next oldest thing is my Tarte Face Tape foundation. So I have the shade 8B Porcelain Beige. This was in a project at one time, so I did mark it, and the random use wheel told me to use this 20 times. This is quite a heavy foundation, so not ideal for the summertime, the spring and summertime where we are going into, where I live. Let me just blend that out a little bit. But this is slightly too light for me. I mean, honestly, it works. But I could probably mix this with maybe a thinner consistency foundation, maybe make it a tad bit darker. I'll have to play around with that. But I think I'll be able to mix at least my Catrice Glow Booster or whatever it's called. Mix that in with it. I wonder if this oxidizes. I'm very curious. But yeah, 20 uses for that. I am so close to finishing my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation in my Rolling 10 Project pan. So I'm confident that I won't have that done by the next update, but I could have my usage definitely by 2 updates. So that is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed. I feel pretty good about, I'm very, very excited to play with that eyeshadow palette. And I do think I like this foundation, so it wouldn't be that hard to use. If you enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you're not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave. So I see you all in my next one. Bye.